What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Vitality 10 here, and I'm out for a walk around my apartment complex, and I just wanted to drop this video to let y'all know that the franchise Fidelity to Reality roster project is back for 2023. I'm super excited about it. First and foremost, we got SGR back. Sports Gaming Rosters is back in the building. He's going to be putting out some awesome content with us, doing all those updates of nice player likeness, all the equipment, all that stuff. He did an excellent job with it last year, so I'm super excited to have him back on the project again this year. Also, we got some new updates for this year to really take this project to the next level. This is going to be the best roster project out there, bar none. I'll stack it up against anybody's. I know other people out there work really hard, but I'm telling you, we're doing some good things for this project to give you guys, the players, the best experience possible. So some of the biggest things that we're adding this year is an integration of WAR into current overall ratings. The reason we're doing this is last year I was putting everything kind of focusing on trying to get the best ratings to accurately represent players' play styles, and we're still focusing on that, but I felt like some guys might have been a little overrated or underrated last year. So we're going to integrate WAR in a little bit more this year to make sure there's a little bit more balance. Guys are a little bit more in tune with how valuable they actually are on the diamond, not just maybe they're a good power hitter or something like that, and that's going to balloon up their overall ratings. On that same aspect, it's going to add a little bit more standardization across the board. So we get a little bit more guys in those upper 70s, low 80s, and fewer guys that are up in the upper 80s or 90s or stuff like that. So I've been testing it out on some of the players, and I'm loving the early results that we're seeing with some of the sheets that we're putting together. So I love how that's coming out. On that same line too, there's now a WAR projection that we're using to develop more of a standardized WAR system, potential system. So I was kind of going through last year and just kind of arbitrarily giving like, this guy's currently an 82 and he's like X amount of age, so I'll give him maybe like an 85 potential, which was okay, but I felt like it was a little inconsistent. Some guys maybe were overrated, some guys are maybe underrated. So this year we've taken the WARs and we have done some sort of a bell curve with guys' current ages. So guys who are like putting up 2.5 WAR seasons at age 23, well, they're going to have higher potentials going into their because they're only 23 years old. They're going to be able to grow enough. But guys who are putting up 2 WAR seasons in their 28-year-old season, they're only going to grow like 1 or 2 overall. They're not going to do so much more anymore. So I think that's a really balanced system we got there too. On the attributes fronts, we're also going to be integrating a lot more projections into the stats this year. I know last year and a lot of guys across all rosters, they like to use like 3 years of stats, and we're still definitely doing that, but we're also putting a heavy focus this year into some of the projections for the upcoming season. We're using steamer projections, and we're integrating those projections into guys' performances over the last 3 years. I think that's going to give us a much better representation of how good guys are in some areas, how bad guys are in some areas. So I think that's a really nice little addition we got going as well. Now, on top of that, I also revamped the prospect potential system completely. Again, that was something I felt was a little too arbitrary last year. I felt like there's way too many guys who were overrated in the 80s and whatnot. So I revamped that and took into account guys' ages, what their overall grades were and everything like that, created a little standard curve for that. And I've widened the standard curve. So I was kind of making sure that everybody who was on a top 30 prospects list, they were around like a 74 minimum. This year, there's guys on top 30 prospects list that can't even crack 70. They're all the way down at 69, maybe even 68 potential. So it's still going to be on there. Maybe you got some potential to break them into major leagues, but man, they got to really do a lot of stuff to impress and crack it in the majors, which is like real life. Guys on the top 30, maybe like a 28 out of 30 on the top prospect list, they don't usually break into the majors, or if they do, they don't have that much impact. In addition, guys with maybe lower prospect grades, like a 40 grade or something like that, but 16 years old, just signed, shortstop out of the Dominican Republic, something like that. We make sure those guys get some bumps. They get to maybe like an 80 potential, because we don't really know what they're going to be yet, but maybe they could be something. It gives them that opportunity to climb up or fall down. So that's a little bit more standardized, and I'm really happy about that. And the final thing that's a big addition for you guys is integration of some new metrics. Specifically, the biggest one is we have arm strength data. Finally, StatCast has been taking their sweet ass time dropping that data, but we got it this year, and now every statistic we got is now in some type of an attribute. Every attribute is determined based off of a statistic. Now, there's no more variability. There's no more guessing, no more just leaving it how it is. Every attribute has a statistic for it, and I'm loving the results early. You guys are going to love it too. And the last thing is just some behind the scenes quality of life changes. I got to give my boy J-Dub Dixon a shout out. This guy is a programming savant. He's set up our sheets to pull data without even us having to put in anything. It's so nice. Saves me and him so much time, which means we can spend more time auditing and making sure that we can kind of fine tune things to give you guys the best experience. Most importantly, saves my dumbass from making stupid mistakes when putting in little data things and making little human error mistakes. So I'm super excited about this project. We're going to give you guys some more details. Keep it right here on OS. I'll link that in the description on YouTube as well, and we'll give you guys some updates. But if you really want to keep up with everything, Discord's the place to be. We're gonna be dropping a lot of updates on Discords, giving you guys early access to content drops, stuff like that. And we love talking baseball over there. And once the season starts and once the roster drops, we'll be talking sliders and all that types of stuff. So I hope y'all having a great night. Hope y'all have a great weekend, and happy baseball season. Doses.